So what does it really mean to be sorry? I mean, we all say the word, but it turns out there are two completely different kinds of sorry. One is kind of just about getting caught. But the other one? Well, that one has the power to change absolutely everything. Let's get into it.
You know that feeling, right? You've done something you know you shouldn't have. Maybe you told a little lie or were mean to a friend, and then there it is. That heavy, yucky feeling deep down in your stomach. We've all been there, and that feeling is right where our whole journey begins today.
And right there, with that feeling, you're standing at a crossroads. One path is being sorry you got caught. But the other path, that's a sorrow that comes straight from your heart. And believe me, it leads to a totally different place. Let's go down that first path for a second.
Okay, first up is what we could call being sorry for the consequences. This is all about being sad because you're in trouble, not really because of the wrong thing you actually did.
Think about some of the old stories. There was this super stubborn king, Pharaoh, who only said he was sorry to make a bunch of terrible plagues stop. But did his heart change? Nope, not one bit. And then there was Esau, who cried his eyes out, not because he did something wrong, but because he lost his valuable inheritance forever. See the pattern? They were sad about the consequences, not the mistake.
You know, this kind of sorry just keeps you stuck in a loop. You can see it in all these examples. It's just a cycle of messing up and then being afraid of the punishment. There's no real change of heart, it's just a reaction. It's a sorrow that's always looking backward at the trouble, instead of forward to actually becoming better.
But what about that other path? Let's check out the second, way more powerful kind of sorry. This is where the real magic happens.
Now this is true repentance. This is when you're not just bummed about getting grounded, you're actually genuinely heartbroken over the wrong thing you did. You look at the action itself and see it as, well, as ugly, something you truly start to hate. This kind of sorrow doesn't just try to get you out of trouble, it makes you want a totally brand new, clean heart.
King David is the perfect example of this. He was a powerful king, and he made a huge, terrible mistake that hurt a lot of people. But what he did next, that's what matters. He didn't make excuses or try to hide. Instead, he looked at what he'd done, saw how ugly it was, and he hated it. He just desperately wanted to be good and pure again.
And this prayer, wow, it says it all. Just listen to what he's asking for. He's not saying, please don't punish me. He's begging, create in me a clean heart. He wanted to be changed from the inside out. That's the difference. That's true repentance.
So you're probably wondering, how does this amazing change of heart actually happen? Because let's be real, it's not something we can just do all by ourselves. It's kind of like a little miracle.
Well, the way it works is this big change starts when we look outside of ourselves. The idea is when we see something perfectly good and loving, like Jesus, it's like a bright light shining, and that light helps us see our own mess, not to make us feel awful, but to show us that we need help. And once we see that, we can finally ask for that clean heart, just like David did.
It's kind of like this. Imagine you're in a room and you think it's pretty clean, but then someone opens the curtains and sunshine floods in, and suddenly you see all the little dust particles floating in the air that you had no idea were there. That's what looking at God's love is like. His perfection shows us the dust in our hearts, not to shame us, but to make us want to be truly clean. Now, when you start to see that dust, sometimes a crafty, tricky voice might start whispering in your ear. A voice that says, you're just too messy, that you've made too many mistakes and there's no hope for you. It tries to make you feel totally stuck.
But here's the secret weapon against that voice. You say, yep, I messed up. You admit it. But then, right away, you look up. You shift your focus from your mess to someone who can clean it up. Instead of getting stuck on your mistakes, you think about the power of Jesus to forgive, a power that's way, way bigger than any mistake you could ever make.
So, let's wrap this all up. True repentance is being sorry for the sin itself and then turning and walking away from it. It's a total change of heart, one that isn't forced by fear, but is inspired by love. And the best part? It always, always leads to a fresh start.
And that just leaves us with one last thing to think about. Remember that heavy, yucky feeling we talked about at the very beginning? Imagine replacing that feeling with a truly clean heart. What would that feel like? To feel light and free and pointed in a brand new direction. That, right there, is the promise. Thanks so much for joining me.